Good morning from Houston, Texas, United States of America. This is Smart Mado Ajaja, the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International from Houston, Texas, United States of America. It is 12:04 Central Standard Time here in Houston, Texas, United States, and that is 6:04 a.m. Nigerian time. And wherever it is, wherever you live on earth, thank you very much for being great partners, great followers, great members of our community on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Yes, it's a pleasure. So what we're going to be doing today is the review of the week before the date, and that is what we're going to do. I'm going to take items on everything that we posted and do a breakdown for further understanding of our viewers and listeners from Nigeria, across Africa, and around the world. And please, when you join, let us know where you're joining from, so we can thank you. And if you want to appear on camera, especially on YouTube, on TikTok and Facebook, indicate your interest, so we can bring you upon, bring you here, so to talk about events. And we love Ibrahim Traore doing a great job right there in Burkina Faso, and we need more Ibrahim Traore. I wish we can get one good Ibrahim Traore in Nigeria. It would have been awesome, just awesome. God, give us an Ibrahim Traore in Nigeria. Soonest! Yes, give us one Ibrahim Traore. Give us Ibrahim Traore in Ivory Coast, so that they'll be twins, next door neighbor. Yeah, I pray for Ivory Coast. Give us an Ibrahim Traore. I don't know if the one in Liberia is it doing good, because Liberia is the next door neighbor. The Ghanaian one is hopefully okay, so we are cutting him a slack for now. Let us see how he goes. And then what about the one in Sierra Leone? That one is nasty. That's the one who was threatening Ibrahim Traore. I wish we can get an Ibrahim Traore really from heart and deal decisively with the situation right there. Egypt, what about there? Okay, we don't know. It looks like Egypt is fine. And Tunisia, there's not African countries. I don't know much about what's going on in there, but I used to know Bouteflika. He was a good man. And of Algeria, yeah. So and where else? Where else? Woo, it's a lot. Kenya is another place where we need an Ibrahim Traore. Kenya is horrible. And Tanzania, they said the woman there is acting crazy. Magufuli was so good. Within 4 years that he was president, they transformed Tanzania, but the vice, they say, is degenerating into something else. South Africa. Oh my God, I don't know. I wish they could have Malema there, so we get a huge Ibrahim Traore there. But we'll get in there, hopefully. And Nigeria needs it more because of its size and its stature in Africa. So, yeah, and Ibrahim Traore, we pray for our ancestors. Please give us an Ibrahim Traore in Nigeria very urgently. We need it so fast. So, YouTube, I hope you guys are ready, and I'm ready always, and I thank YouTube seriously for what they are doing. Massive development taking place in YouTube, and we have successfully tested all of our equipment that we just recently acquired. They are all doing great and working very well, excellently. We're going to be acquiring some more because we got to expand our mission to make our message reach every African, and those who love Africa, and those who are going through the same thing like Africans are going through everywhere on the surface of this earth. Yes. Remember, ONN is a movement, global movement for peace through justice, stability, and equity and fair play. That's what we represent. So join us today. As you come in on YouTube, as you are coming on TikTok, if you have not followed us before, please start following us now, and like what we are doing. Contribute to our discussions. Yes, make contributions, comment, share, love, like, and whatever you can do to make everything go well for us. We love you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all the love, man. I'm getting it. I feel it. I feel great. I feel so, so, so great about all this love, man. Much love, much love, much love, much love. I love you guys. So, and if you're joining us, please, please, help us share this broadcast before we start. And I don't know, and those of us on YouTube, you can send us super time to support our mission in Nigeria, Africa, and here in the United States and around the world. Yes, we want to be a different setup of organization. People doing something differently, conscientiously from the heart, and for the love of humanity. That is what drives us. Nothing more, nothing less. Not what we need personally. Not what we need personally, but what can we do to help those who are in need. And it's very important, especially for what we know about Nigeria. Poverty has been one thing that the politicians have harped on to really decimate our people. Our people have been reduced to these hungry people that only respond to food, and they cannot hear the message of liberation because they are so hungry. So, and I think we want to do something in that direction to inspire our people so they can start listening to us. It's not like we have to buy them food, in order to bribe them, but they need something permanent, something recurrent that they can always go back to and live off of, so that they don't remain beggars, that criminals who run politics in that country will continue to take advantage of them. Until that point where they will say, okay, you know what, everybody has what they do, like it is here in the United States. You choose, if you choose not to work, then that makes you a criminal, and nobody pities you. It's not like there are no jobs. The only thing that may not exist is that you may not immediately get the job that you are most qualified for, but that there is nothing at all. No, they hear like that. So that is why we are saying, hey, let us build an open Nigeria with free, fair, equal, unlimited, and unconditional access to opportunity to every Nigerian to grow and develop, progress and prosper according to his or her level of competency and ability, and most especially in a non-threatening environment. Yes, in a non-threatening environment. That is what we seek, and that is what we are asking for, and that is hopefully what we get. I hope we are going to be able to move our people mentally into that realm. Yes, so that they can start thinking for themselves and acting for themselves, and be asking the right questions. Yes, the right questions, because our young people don't know how to add the right questions. Yes, and our culture and tradition too, helps repress our people. So that is one thing we are going to change. Asking questions does not amount to disrespect. Yeah, I know that in Africa, when a young person asks, what they will say is disrespecting the elders. No, this elder business, we have to find a way to readjust it. So our people, young people, will come out growing confident, because they are the leaders of tomorrow. The worst thing any nation, any people can do to themselves, to raise a generation of people who do not have confidence. Confidence is key to the survival of any people. So we must start building confidence in our people. We must give them opportunity to make their mistakes and learn while we are tutoring them. And then the young people, you must be ready to be mentored. Another problem is that the young people don't want to be mentored. Yes, they think they know it all. You don't know a damn thing. You got to let. There are people who have passed through certain things before you, but will cut you a slack and give you a window to be yourself, and then make some mistakes. And then we are there to say, hey, before the mistake escalates, we say, hey, right there, stop it right there. And this is how it is done, this is how it's done. Okay? So that is what we are hopefully going to be doing. I hope I'm making sense. I'm making sense to some people here. All right? So let us roll. We're going to be talking about the issues, what we talked about last week. Some of them we wrote down. Some of them we did Or like I put it, we did a videos on them. So we're going to take all of them one after the other so that we can continue to do uh, better and better and have a better understanding of where we want to go. And then if we have to look back, we'll look back at the right thing. So are we ready? Already? And I'm going to take it topic by topic so you can understand. And please, for those who are non-Nigerian watching this program today, anywhere you hear Nigeria, just maybe replace it with your country's name if the message resonates with what is taking place in your country. Right? And then feel free to, whenever you want, to join us with issues happening in your country. We are more than happy to learn and talk about it. If you are willing to share, you want to be on camera to share with the world what is taking place. We are a global media organization. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we're going to start right away. So the first topic, I'm trying to see if I can share something on this page. Let me see. Cross the okay. Why am I not able to do this? Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing this. Okay. If we are not seeing it, we are not seeing it. I should have done it right at the beginning. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Okay. First thing on the agenda today we're going to be talking about is number one. Northern elders urge governors to negotiate with bandits. This is crazy. I'm gonna read this. All right. Oh my God. I'm from Nigeria. For very sad reasons, the country does not operate as one country. But they say it's one country. The country is Nigeria. And our independence was premised on one Nigeria. But some people have decided to make Nigeria not function as one. They cut it in half. Not really half. That is not half. The whole SWAT. They say it's not. But if you really want to be equitable, if they wanted that idea of the North, it would have been made half. But the truth about the whole thing is that the North exists in name for some people in the country, not because there is anything like North or South. The South, where I was born, actually does not exist because it has no structure, it has no leadership, it has no headquarters. Nobody is the leader of the South of Nigeria. But in the North, some people forced themselves on the people in that part of our country. Hey, Ledo Jose, how are you? Hola, ¿qué pasó? Bien. You doing all right? Thank you for joining us right there on YouTube. We appreciate you. Please share our message. All right. Okay. All right. Good. Yes. So they cut the country into parts by themselves, not by the design of the people of Nigeria, that they wanted to live in a divided country. It is their creation, so that they continue to divide and control the people. Okay. So, and since 2009, I'm just being conservative. The that part of the country, the northeast, that's where it started from Boko Haram. A sect came up and they said an Islamic sect, they hate Western education. You know, they don't want people to go to school. And they started propagating that warped religious ideology. But the AK-47 they are using was made by people who studied engineering. You know, how senseless and stupid some people can be. Anyway, so they started growing and until they grew out of control now to the extent that they have a huge army. They can go to military bases, attack it, drive the soldiers, Nigerian soldiers away and occupy those military bases and take over their heavy equipment, you know. And that's and now, when these things happen, they don't happen for nothing. The young people who are at the forefront of firing and killing and maiming and kidnapping, raping women, and abducting puppies from school are masterminded. They give them drugs. They drug them. They lose their humanity. They become inhumane. They become most insane. They go berserk. And they are trigger happy. The masterminds of this, how will I put it now? The masterminds of these misguided young people are some people. They are some Nigerians. And they are those who claim that they are northern leaders. Yes, they are criminals. They deny these young people access to education in order to be able to use them as weapons of blackmail and intimidation against Nigeria and its people. Yes, they have produced quite a few of this. They run in great numbers now that these people mastermind. Yes. These are the people, the northern elders, mostly Fulanis, 100% Fulanis, who mastermind these terrorists and their criminal activities. They are urging the state governors who are complicit too, the political class are complicit, the religious leaders are complicit too. When I say religious leaders, the rogue religious Islamic leaders, rogue what? I am qualifying them. There are good Muslim leaders. The rogue Islamic leaders from the north of Nigeria, like Gumi, Ahmad Gumi, Saad Abubakar, the fake Sultan in Sokoto, fake Fulani Sultan in Sokoto. Now, all the emirs in the north of Nigeria, and they are all Fulanis. They are responsible for the mayhem that is destroying Nigeria. No other ethnic group is involved. No leader of any other ethnic group is involved. And you know what? They don't want us to speak it. They will tell you don't criminalize. No, we're not criminalizing Fulanis. We are criminalizing those who are responsible. So let us make this very clear. So when we use that language, we choose our words. We talk about elitist Fulanis. You find them in the political class. You find them in the fake Fulani traditional institution. And they front themselves as the leaders of the North. They impose themselves on the people of the North of Nigeria as their leaders. At no point were they ever elected. When you hear Northern elders, just check their names. Look at their faces. They come from the same one tribe. They are oppressive. They are practicing the same type of apartheid system that Paul Kruger practiced in South Africa. That is the state of Nigeria. These are the people who are responsible for the retardation of Nigeria. They are the reason Nigeria is not growing and developing. They are the reason Nigeria is stunted. They want to build Nigeria into an Islamic state to finish the work of Osman and Fodio, their violent ancestors who invaded Hausa land in 1804 and took over the land by force and advanced down south, down to Ilorin. When they conquered Afonja, they deceived Afonja and took the land there. I was listening to a documentary today, how they did it. And the same thing, their ideology has not changed. The same philosophy, the same methodology. They will go in the dead of night to burn down villages in the north of Nigeria. And they are expanding their evil mission down south of the country, requiring all Nigerians to stand up and fight back. They don't want to hear that. They have confiscated, infiltrated, and now dominate all of our country's strategic institutions, including the country's armed forces, where they have their hands on the command and control infrastructure of the armed forces, that they use to repress the people of Nigeria, to intimidate them, especially those with dissenting voices. They have crushed, destroyed Nigeria completely. As we speak, their mercenaries have been positioned across Nigeria, waiting for that hour when they will come out and seize the country. It is deadly. So if you are joining us for the first time on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us, share our message, bring your perspective, make suggestions. We'll appreciate that. Send us super thanks in order to help us, expand our mission and do those things that we love, and gather some more equipment to make our work a lot easier as we expand. Thank you very much for those who are members, who are subscribers, those who send us support from time to time. We appreciate all of you. We can't do it all by ourselves. We need you, and we need the whole of the world to preach this message so it will get to every corner of the earth and lift those who are in pains, those who suffer violence, those who suffer repression, those who suffer abuse and rape. We thank you very much. So if you have not subscribed to our channel, this is your very first time, we welcome you and show you love that you are part of us. So be open to be a part of our family. Yes, we love you. And I would love to hear from you from time to time. So the northern elders are urging the state governors in the north, can you imagine, to negotiate with bandits. How will you be negotiating with criminals? Bandits are criminals who have killed our people, who have raped our people, who have robbed our people, who are imposing taxation on our people, yes, who want to seize our land, those who have driven our people from their farms, and then created food insecurity in Nigeria. Why should anybody be negotiating with them? They should die. Yes, not just die. If Nigeria were to be serious about fighting terrorism, they ought to have arrested all their masterminds, starting with Saad Abubakar. He knows a lot about what is taking place and why our people are being kidnapped. Yes, El-Rufai, yes, should be in detention, being processed for prosecution right now. Yes, yes. All the emirs in the north. Yes, majority of the fake religious leaders in the north are all to be put where they belong right now, awaiting prosecution. Yes, yes. They have them in the Nigerian army. Some of them are GOCs in Nigerian army. So they fight against terrorism with the terrorists holding high-profile government positions in Nigeria. It's one of the most ridiculous things that has ever happened to Nigeria. So if Nigeria is serious about fighting terrorism, they should go and start from picking up Saad Abubakar, picking up El Rufai, yes, picking up Bello Matawale, picking up Yusuf Bichi, who was a DSS director, who allowed Boko Haram to come and release all the prisoners awaiting trial, their members, in the Nigeria's largest jail. They came and had a field day for 3 hours. There was no police to challenge them. There was no army to challenge them. There was no DSS to challenge them. There was nothing. It looks like they all went to sleep. These guys had a field day, freed all their members in detention in Nigeria. Yes, yes, yes. Abubakar Malami should be arrested. He was the Attorney General, Minister of Justice, who wrote the blueprint for their for bringing them into the Nigerian armed forces to infiltrate the army. Yusuf Bichi was a DSS director. They were all in Abuja when all these things happened. Yes. The complicity, the conspiracy against Nigeria is thick, and it's mostly from the Fulani north of Nigeria, the elite of Fulani race. Yes, they are responsible for destabilizing Nigeria. How Nigeria has become so afraid of confronting them is what I have not been able to wrap my head around. Yes, yes, and it has to do with the way we choose leadership in Nigeria. The way we choose leadership in Nigeria is horrible. Elections are never held. Elections in Nigeria are never free and fair. Yes, the criminals lead Nigeria. Criminals rule Nigeria. From top to bottom, everybody is a thief. From the councillors to the members of state assemblies, the state governors, the national assemblymen, up to the presidency, all thieves, all thieves. And those who are aspiring to go are all thieves too. Good people don't win election in Nigeria. And a land where good people are not in charge will never prosper. People tell us how big the potential of Nigeria is. Nigeria will never prosper until Nigeria changes its way, until the people of Nigeria stop choosing criminals as their leaders. Yeah, Nigeria is a country where you have a lot of intellectuals. The intellectuals of Nigeria are corrupt, mostly corrupt and morally bankrupt. Yes, they allow street boys, street urchins as leaders. Imagine a country led by a brigand, a country led by a former drug lord in America, yes, paired by a terrorist and bandit as Minister of Defense. Tell me why that country should prosper. That country cannot move forward unless something is done. So the criminal northern elders are asking that the state governors will negotiate with terrorist criminals, all right? The children that they mastermind. Now that is why I keep telling them the war on terrorism will be won without actually firing any shot. pick up this man. And that was the end of the war. That's the end of terrorism in Nigeria. But they keep on shooting at the wrong target, even if they have AK-47. Those people who fund them, those people who mastermind them, they are eating and drinking with them at Abuja. Yes, that's why I'm not afraid of saying that I would be most happy if my words or actions inspired the uprising that will change Nigeria. We need it right now. And in the midst of all this, some young people in one state in the north really, did something very inspiring. Yes, it was very, very inspiring. A member of the National Assembly from their place brought about 600 and something thousand naira to share to the young people there. And those young people refused and rejected the money and told him that enough is enough, that he could not buy them. So I'm going to read it out. And I wish my young people in the whole of Nigeria in general, and in particular Delta State where I come from, and especially my Ika youth who still run around on empty stomachs, singing the praises of their killers that they call leaders from the political class. I hope they will take cue and start changing their ways. Okay, I read this. Enough is enough. Sadana youths returns 672,000 naira. Warning to all politicians who think our future is for sale. In a powerful and unprecedented show of courage, the youths of Sardauna local government area have rejected political tokenism and returned the sum of 672,000 naira. This money, given as 2,000 naira each, was seen as an insult to their dignity and future. Wow, Nigerian youths doing this. Okay, let's see how it goes. By gathering and refunding the total amount, the youths are sending a loud and clear warning to Senator Haruna Menu and every politician in the state. Our lives, our voices, and our future cannot be bought with crumbs. This act is more than a refund. It is a declaration of political independence. The youths are demanding that Senator Haruna Manu provide his official account details immediately so that the refund can be made directly and transparently. Let it be known, no politician will reduce our future to pocket change. No amount of handouts can erase bad leadership. The generation is awake, angry, and ready to defend its dignity. Ha ha! Wow, this movement is a signal across Taraba State and beyond. The era of buying youth loyalty with petty cash is over. Politicians must now compete with ideas, competence, and genuine service, not with handouts. The message is clear. We will not trade our future for 2,000 naira. I don't know if, can this be true? Is this Nigeria? Is it Nigeria is about to change truly? Hey, Greg Morales, can you sing any Bob Marley? Hi, Chief Pastor, say hi. Hello, how are you? Thank you. Zion Eagle. He said criminals are elites. Yeah, Chango, Chinchon. Chana. All right. Great. Yes. Wow. This is stunning. And I wish and I hope the Nigerian youths in general will run with this message. This is heartwarming. This is cheering. Very, very good. I love this. This is good. Wow, Marcus Garvey will be celebrating. Kwame Nkrumah will be celebrating like never before. Wow. All right. Let's roll. More. Yes. Well, there was a religious statement right there. The Arabs and the Europeans enslaved abused and exploited Africans and imposed their religions on them. And now the Chinese. Now the Chinese. Wow. The Arabs and Europeans enslaved, abused, and exploited Africans and imposed their religions on them. And now the Chinese. What are the Chinese doing in Africa? Are they building Buddhist whatever? Yeah, Buddhist synagogues. I hear they are building some Buddhism. Nigerians are practicing Buddhism in some parts of Nigeria, especially in the southeast of Nigeria. I don't understand. Yeah, yes, truly, religion was a weapon that the Arabs and the Europeans deployed to reduce Africans, to make them hate themselves, to make them abandon who they are, to make them destroy their ancestral monuments. I've lived here for nearly 29 years. I've seen statues that were as old as 300 years. They have names to them, and they represent something to them. And here in Africa, some people will come in the name of Jesus to destroy their ancestral monuments. They cast them and bind them. All right, the Arabs did the same. Erased everything about the custom of those who practice Islam. Yes, and left absolutely nothing for them. They left nothing, absolutely nothing. Now we become strangers to ourselves. We become strangers to our environment. We are not able to talk about who we are with pride and joy and confidence. Yes, our continent became a battleground for these two civilizations. Yes, and then the foot soldiers are we, the people of Africa. And those whose war it is that we are fighting will be laughing and smiling to the bank, because they supply us the arms and ammunitions. They supply us the bullets. They supply us the weapons of mass destruction that we use to destroy ourselves and our people for no just cause. Look at the skin color, it's the same. Maybe the language we speak is about the chemistry is the same. Now, the mind lost. The mind is, we exist, the shell is black, but the mind is something else. And that is why we have not been able to come together to recognize who the common enemies are, to recognize the fact that we should build things by ourselves for our people. We should create jobs and opportunity for ourselves and for our people. We should think about the future of the next generation. No, we are squandering money. That is why all of our economies are crumbling. Yes, it's hard to find one black economy that is strong and expansive and can resist the manipulation of what is happening in Wall Street. No, it is all beggar, cap in hand economy that we have, subsistent economy. And we have not had the opportunity of being led by confident leaders, who do not suffer from inferiority complex. We have not had the opportunity of being led by audacious leadership, with the exception of those frontliners, those ones who were at the forefront of decolonizing the continent. They came with pure patriotism. They wanted to build one country out of Africa. But again, the imperial forces divided them, and we did not have that. But that vision is still much alive. And that is why it is our duty in our place right now to reactivate that vision and make it work, so we can build one borderless country with one economy, one political leadership, one reserve bank, and one military, and to solve all the internal troubles we have in Africa. We can make it happen. And if it's going to take this generation that I'm speaking to, let us make it happen. We must realize that we are Africans, that we are not Arabs or Chinese or Europeans. We are Africans. Europeans don't want to be Africans. So why do we want to be Europeans? Arabs don't want to be Africans. So why are we more Arabs than the Arab people themselves? Chinese, no, they don't want. They are out to exploit and take everything to grow their own economy. They don't want to be Africans. So why do we aspire to be Chinese? This is a question we should answer. So that addresses that. Up next, yes. Question, he said, Mado, you don't think something is wrong with us? Yes. The way that we must correct so we can unite and progress and prosper out of our abundance that is defined by poverty and become a collective master of our destiny. Important question for the African mind. Okay. Okay. Wow. Now, another very important thing we had done this week is speaking on the liberation of the Hausa people. The Hausa people have been subjugated for 221 years as Hausa people. Yes, and for 64 years as citizens of Nigeria. Yes, as we speak, over 30 million of Hausa children are out of school. Yes, they are on the streets begging instead of being in classrooms. And this was designed to purposely happen so that they keep them poor, repressed, and as ready tools to be used to blackmail Nigeria and its people. But in recent times, the Hausa people seem to have found their rhythm and now are asking a lot of questions and are demanding that they be free. So we support their liberation. And today I had the opportunity of speaking with a frontline Hausa activist, die-hard Nigerian patriot of Hausa ancestry. Very powerful speaker. In no distant time, I'm going to be interviewing her. I loved the connection. I love that. Thank you very much, Camille, for making it happen. Thank you, thank you. We sincerely and very deeply appreciate it. All right, more on that. If we continue to allow charlatans, criminals, liars, bigots, and hypocrites to lead Nigeria, very soon we will have no country anymore. Absolutely true. All right, absolutely true. Yes, for me, I am a freedom fighter. And the job of a freedom fighter is not to be afraid of the oppressors or anybody or group of persons or government that hurts humanity and the obstacle that they pose to the enforcement of man's basic human rights and his right to respect and dignity. I don't respect or obey man-made rules that are not in sync with morality. And that is why I am different. That is why I behave the way I behave. All right. Lauren, how are you? Great to see you here, Lauren. Thank you very much for joining. All right. Yes. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, good job, good job, good job. We are still going through the discussions of what took place between last week and now. And now, former president of Nigeria, Jonathan Goodluck, said he experienced major betrayals in 2015, when he tried to extend his tenure. Nigerian politics, according to him, is full of betrayers. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has shared his thoughts on his political journey, emphasizing that the landscape is riddled with betrayals and politicians who often speak out of both sides of their mouths. I faced significant betrayals in 2015. Politics in Nigeria is steeped in betrayals. It is rare to find politicians who are consistent with what they say from morning to night, Jonathan expressed. His comments have sparked renewed discussions about loyalty, power dynamics, and fractured alliances within Nigeria's political arena. Do you believe Nigerian politicians can ever shake off the shadow of betrayal, or is just an inherent part of the system? If it is loud, it is flash. All right, now my question for Jonathan Goodluck is this. Even himself is a treasonous betrayer. He betrayed Nigeria. He betrayed the country when out of his greed for power, he traded off Dr. Festus Odumegu, the then National Population Commission chairman, on the demand of the corrupt and morally bankrupt elitist Fulani-dominated Northern leadership, who promised him a support for his second term that never came, as they had positioned Buhari in the wings to be unleashed on Nigeria, after he mapped out Nigeria for Africa's first biometric census. I'm talking about Dr. Festus Odumegu, that could have permanently addressed the country's population crisis and the national security challenges that we are dealing with today. Jonathan Goodluck needs to be quiet, needs to be silent. I know Jonathan. I met him a couple of times when he visited Houston. We spoke with him. He said we heard him about on the area of diaspora voting. He promised that he was going to make that happen. Yes. He went back and did the direct opposite of everything. He lost touch. He became greedy. This man was like a man that the Almighty God handed Nigeria over to say, oh, Jonathan, fix Nigeria now. Jonathan is from the Niger Delta, the area that I come from, where they say we are minority ethnicities. All right? That is where what drives Nigerian economy, the oil, is from. But that is where poverty will dance and sing for you to listen. That is where the people who live in that place eat and drink their shit. That is where environmental degradation has wrecked. Yes. That will take hundreds of years for the ecosystem there to recover. And that is where he comes from. He did absolutely nothing to lift the people there out of poverty. He did absolutely nothing to clean the environment. Yes, of a people whose mainstay, the mainstay of their local economy is fishing. He did absolutely nothing. Mr. True scholar, I now understand, sir. Thank you. Okay, you are asking what the life is about. It's about Nigeria and all the things that all the issues that are being discussed on the front burner of Nigeria. So Jonathan Goodluck needs to be quiet. He failed the country worse than anybody. Yes. If he did what he was supposed to do, after serving Yaradua's 2 years, and he had another 4 years in an election that I always regard as a national blackmail of the whole of Nigeria to put him in power. He could have, if I were in his position, I wouldn't even be talking about another tenure. I will work like crazy. I will prove to the people of Nigeria that Nigeria can be led by the right person, by somebody who has conscience, by somebody who has some real education. And then my work will speak for me. It will be Nigerians that will be calling me to come and stay, and not me. No. Those criminals They called northern elders, northern leaders, northern religious leaders. All roads came to him. Maybe perhaps he did not understand the history of these people, that they cannot be trusted. He trusted them and abandoned all those who were giving him good advice because they promised him second term. They positioned themselves as the owners of Nigeria, who can decide the destiny of Nigeria. And then everybody will agree with them. All right? He foolishly followed them. And was to later find out how foolish he was when it was already too late. And he had to accept that he lost the election, which I believe he actually lost. Yes. So for him to come and be talking rubbish, I just laugh. Well, his history. Nigeria has moved beyond him. We're not going to get to Jonathan era again. Our focus is to remove this monster called Bola Ahmed Tinubu and dismantle the entire political class in Nigeria. There has to be an uprising in Nigeria to reset the country for the common good of all of us. Otherwise, no. Another very important issue is me. I love my ancestors. I love my father. You know, I was very close to my father. So my father has become my ancestor. He's an ancestor to me, all right? I know that one day I will become an ancestor to those who will come after me. For someone to tell me to cast my ancestors, the ancestral spirit, cast and bind them, I will never accept it. So I love my ancestors because they were great people. And so nobody will ever convince me to bind and cast away their spirits. You know, whatever name, I will never do it. If you know your history, then you would know where you're coming from. The generation of men of lie, I don't know, I don't want to call them men of God. A typical Nigerian pastor, the first thing when you meet him is going to tell you about your ancestral spirit that you must cast out. Who knows why we are suffering? If we cast out our ancestral spirit, we've been casting them out. I'm not going to cast mine. I love them. Let them come around me. They are the reasons why nobody can hurt me. I communicate with them. They are good people, so I'm not going to abandon them. Americans don't abandon their ancestors. So I don't know what we are practicing. So don't let no pastor tell you about your ancestors as being bad people. Your ancestors are the best people.
You look at the church concept as we have it. Is it an organization that is helping people to become better? Which has become a fundraising platform, a place of lies, a hiding place of thieves and thugs. As I'm speaking to you right now, my father went to the church for more than 50 years plus. I went for 33 years plus. My grandfather another 60, 70 years plus. My father, as I'm speaking to right now, is on $7 per month retirement.
Sorry.
Okay. From the Seventh-day Adventist Church, right now, publicly, to the GC, the General Conference, the Zambezi Union, to the Southern African SID, South Indian African Ordained Division, to the local conferences and the local churches that are around. If anyone doubts what I'm saying, go back in his record. His name is Lazarus Mapungwa. I am Joshua Mapungwa, the son of Lazarus, son of Miyuki. We've worked with this church. So $7 a month as his retirement. They are calling for a general conference. That's shocking. They're going to be blowing more than 500 million for the general conference, which is coming up right now. Yeah. They want me to look at this thing and say, no, you're never a Christian. But why must I fast on a wedding? Why must our fathers have put so much sacrifice in the church? Have a spit on their face. And when I mention these things, they go, oh, but you're bitter. So I tell you that as a Christian, I have the right of abusing me. And when I respond to the abuse, then I'm bitter. Yeah, no, it's called bitterness. The right of abusing me. I don't have a right of response to that. I believe in the resuscitation of the human spirit. Yeah. I believe in Ubuntu. People I am because you are.
Yes.
I believe that if we could become more human,
Yes.
the Tawada Wunu is a better religion for me than Christianity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, all right, all right. Wow. Good job, good job, good job. Okay. Now, next on the line. Who am I? Somebody asked. I am a natural activist, driven purely spiritually to work for the good of humanity and not for anything personal. That was why politics could not change me when I ran for Senate in 2019. And that is why I can neither be bought nor sold, lured or blackmailed, and threatened or intimidated by anyone or group or person, or by any government which represses, oppresses, and exploits the people and expect them to stay silent. This is the reason why only true patriots and courageous citizens who know what I am worth and represent publicly support and identify with me and my work in a country where the army is used to silence those with variant views on the state of their country. That is me. I am not one that anybody can give money to buy. I don't have a lot of money, but I don't need you to give me money to buy me to become an idiot, to become a follower who cannot ask you questions. So I am a natural activist, driven purely spiritually to work for the good of humanity. And that's what I'm doing. And not for anything personal. I don't need anything personal for myself. And that was why when I ran for Senate in 2019, I came out with my head high. I came out unscarred. I came out unhurt. Yes. And I came out better. I came out unchanged. People were asking me, this is an opportunity. Stay behind. They may find you something. No, I don't need, I'm a Rastafarian. I don't need a political appointment. We don't accept political appointment. I can run for office and have my mandate for me to do what I want to do. And that is exactly what I'm doing. Seriously. Yes. 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 So nobody can threaten me. Nobody can buy or sell me. Nobody can lure me with anything. And nobody can intimidate me. No government can make me, scare me. Especially a government that represses and oppresses and exploits the people and expect them to be quiet. No, I can't be silenced. You know, no army can stop me from speaking. All right? So we need true patriots. Only true patriots can save Nigeria. So that is why the only people who openly identify with me are those who are real patriots, who are not afraid, those who will not say one thing here and do another thing there, those who eat between the politicians and then come and tell me in private how good I am. Yes, I don't need all those people. If you love what I do, come out in the open. And because what we are looking for is to build a critical mass of critically conscious Nigerians to take on the Nigerian system and dismantle it for the common good of all of us. So we can start from a clean slate, and then if we want to practice a democracy, we practice the right democracy that has respect for basic human rights and the right to the citizenship of the people of Nigeria. That's all that I represent. Yes. Otherwise, you won't find me there. All right, now I am coming to the message I delivered on September 8th, 2023. September 8, 2023, after the sham election that brought the rogue president Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his vice, a terrorist, yeah, with ties to Boko Haram. I'm talking about Kashin Shettima. Yes, I sent a strong message to the people of Nigeria. And the content of that message I'm going to read to you. So if you're a Nigerian, you think about it, look at it, look at that message and what is happening to Nigeria. Maybe perhaps prophetic. But I don't claim that I'm a prophet. I don't need anything from anybody. Yeah, but the truth is what I'm going to speak. And because I am at the moment of building a legacy, I'm leaving a legacy behind for the next generation. Yes, behind for them. That's the best thing I can give to them. I don't have the money that is going to go around them. Even if I give them money, it's not going to be enough for them to be anything. But if I leave them a lasting message and inspire them to do things to change their country, I think my name will be remembered like the name of Marcus Garvey, Kwame Nkrumah, Emperor Haile Selassie, Robert Nesta Marley, Jomo Kenyatta, Julius Nyerere, yes, Kenneth Kaunda, Robert Mugabe, and Samora Machel, Thomas Sankara, and a host of them. Yes. Amika Cabral, yes. Abdel Nasser, and many of them, yes. Many great Africans. So I want to be remembered, and that is why I do what I do. Those men left legacies behind. They left messages, powerful messages behind. So I'm going to leave a footprint that the people will remember. If it is all about money, if your money comes from fame, your fame comes from money, you are forgotten so easily. All right? Who is going to be talking about Dangote? Nobody talks about him, unless in the past. If anything happens and it's gone, that is it. But when you talk about philosophers, those who contributed to knowledge, you see, they never die. And that is what I want to be. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I want to be remembered. And that is what I'm doing. I've chosen this course. And I believe that the best way, to work with humanity is to leave something lasting for them. Something that will transcend you, transcend generation. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to read that message that I sent to the people of Nigeria on September 8, 2023. All right, my message on Bola Ahmed Tinubu on September 8, 2023. Nigeria under Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a confused country under the control of a demonic drug dealer. All right, on September 8, 2023, he sent his general anesthesia of a missile to the courtroom, yes, and all the lawyers who came to witness the case of his fraud against Nigeria, its people and their future, and the high-profile journalists who went as reporters to report it, went to sleep, and nobody on the streets of Nigeria raised a finger except for his drugged and lost use in APC, whose support for his evil is driven by either tribal, regional, and hypocritical Islamic religious nationalist instincts behind the extremist tutelage of horrendous bigots like Nasiru El-Rufai, Aisha Akintola, and some clowns called comedians who make stupid jokes out of very serious national malaise that make the people laugh even as they are dying. Wow. Can you imagine a people who proudly call their country the giant of Africa in the steel cage of a goddamn drug dealer, now roaring with audacity like the lion in the jungle with everybody hiding in their holes, praying and waiting on God to come down from heaven to fight for them the way Malians, Guineans, Burkinabes, and recently Nigerians never did, with their sensitive and responsive and patriotic and responsible armed forces charging behind them, unlike those in Nigeria who take pride in shooting and killing their defenseless fellow countrymen for the criminals holding their country, including they themselves, down as if they are fighting enemies from another country. Nigeria, where I was born and raised for half of my life on earth as of today, is a huge disappointment to the black race, and actually the biggest obstacle to Africa's unity, as its leaders since independence have been most divisive, selfish, greedy, mischievous, and progressively corrupt hostage takers of their own people, with whom they toil, repress, and distract using bigoted religious, tribal, regional, and partisan political nationalist rhetoric at all levels and in all sectors. Sir, how can a country thrive when its government is driven by a rogue and a notorious US indicted drug dealer, wielding a scary weapon of extreme mass poverty, backed by some ignominiously corrupt and morally bankrupt traditional rulers from some parts of the country, fueled by tribal and or hypocritical religious and regional nationalism, celebrated white-collar criminals from its organized private sector, outlaws and criminal militias from the Niger Delta, paid off youths and student leaders, and most sadly bigoted religious leaders who use the name of God to impoverish, repress, or and emotionally exploit and blackmail the people in manners that strip them of their basic human rights and their rights, inalienable rights to the citizenship of their country. When you have all of the above working against the country and its peoples, the people descend into a state of first general anesthesia, which makes it most difficult for them to wake up from their deep sleepless slumber, except they received a series of high doses of electroconvulsive therapy, as strong as, if not stronger than those that woke up and united the Malians, the Burkinabes, and the Nigerians, including their armies, to rise up to deliver their countries from evil with historic national pride and audacity that rattled imperial powers that have been stealing their mineral and natural resources, and at the same time making them believe, though arrogantly, erroneously, that they were their saviors. Just as I have never I've never had confidence in the corrupt, drunk, and dead Nigerian judiciary, populated by dubious judges like those at the Presidential Election Tribunal. I have now developed a disgusting nausea and an acute lack of confidence in the intellectually bereft leadership of the Nigerian Armed Forces, as constituted immediately before and right now with its severely compromised, incompetent, and dysfunctional command and control architecture, which is currently configured to protect and defend the rogue drivers of the illegal and illegitimate regime led by a drug dealer, contrary to their constitutional mandate of defending the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Nigeria, to stop the rapid erosion of Nigeria into oblivion by to decisively restore law and order, starting with announcing the actual result of the February 25, 2023 election and declaring and swearing in its true winner as President of Nigeria, as a prelude to putting the country on the path to genuine democracy, nationhood, and greatness. That was my message. That was my message. In the court that day, at the Presidential Election Tribunal, at the Supreme Court of Nigeria, everybody went to sleep, including Michael Zekome, who was supposed to be a lawyer, one of the lawyers there. Sheon Okimba lawyer of Channels Television. They were all caught sleeping. They were sleeping. When I mean sleeping, I wish I can share the picture here. Let me see if I can share it. I did a bad job not really preparing to. Should have put that picture up so that you see all of them. They were sleeping. They went to sleep. And then the judge read their verdict, compromising the state of Abuja, which was considered, which is in our constitution, statute books. Yeah, they destroyed our constitution on that day for a criminal to have his way. And this is where we are as a country right now. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? Nigeria has no leaders, but killers who bribe their victims, especially the youths, to their mass graves. Otherwise, we won't be where we are. Yeah, we celebrate with audacity for the ONN reaching a new height, a new milestone. We have been viewed. ONN have been viewed by 1 million viewers. Yes, that happened on the 1st of September 2025. In fact, it was such a great honor, to know this. Yes. And now one more important thing that we're going to take before we close it up. Two things actually. El-Rufai, as governor of Kaduna State, one of the masterminds of terrorism in Nigeria, now turned opposition because he fell out with the man that he campaigned for. I'm talking about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In fact, there was a 14-minute video that he did in support of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the reason why the Muslims in the north and the Muslims in the southwest of Nigeria came together to support him, as he would be the catalyst needed to Islamize the politics in Nigeria at all levels. Yes, I am quoting El-Rufai. He spoke it in Hausa. Yes, I wish I can get that now. Let me see if I can get that. But if you don't understand Hausa, I don't know if it's going to be useful to you. So his accusation today is that the Tinubu government only favors those with Yoruba names, treats others like strangers. See, this man has made 3 statements on this. And that's how to tell somebody who is inconsistent and somebody who is loquacious. All right, the first time he challenged Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he said that he uses those boys from Lagos. Now he has expanded it to be Yoruba. Right? All right. He was telling the people, his followers, not to be, lured into thinking that Tinubu was working for the Yoruba race, but he has a cartel, mainly of his boys in Lagos. So this is a different story. And this is the same man who openly said in his 14-minute video that all those he used to lead Kaduna for 8 years were all Muslims. And he didn't see any problem with that. All right? Now, the same man is crying foul. This is the hypocrisy with politics in Nigeria. I hate them. I hate politics in Nigeria. Where people don't speak the truth. Yeah, I cannot be where people don't speak the truth. And El-Rufai is as amphoteric and as allotropic sulfur is. And amphoteric as an oxide and allotropic as sulfur. So, he can exist in different states. Talking about the same thing, depending on audience he's talking to. He's a liar, a pathological liar that should never be taken seriously. But the area where he says must be taken seriously, in the area of terrorism. He was one of those who imported mercenaries from across Africa to overrun Nigeria. He's a criminal that belongs to prison. But Nigeria is a very lawless state, and they are feared, and from what I know, but not feared by someone like me. If I'm sitting on the presidential seat of Nigeria, I tell you, day will turn to darkness for some people. Those who have hurt our country. I know them. I don't need too much investigation because I've done something. And that's why they call me a CIA agent. They call me, in Nigeria, they say I represent the interest of CIA. But I tell them today, right here, in the front of the whole world, if I am a CIA agent, and I'm able to convince CIA, knowing fully well how they operate, that they should help us remove Bola Ahmed Tinubu and crumble the Nigerian political class or whatever, destroy the Nigerian political system, but should not expect me to give them anything. I'll be very much happy to align with them. If they can do it for free, put the boots on the ground, do what has to be done to tumble Nigeria's national security in a manner that the people will be saved and only the criminals are sent to where they belong, that is fine with me. But at no cost to me or the people of Nigeria or the country at large, then I'll be more than happy to work with CIA. Yeah, because we need these idiots out of power. All right, now the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas, made an alarming, strangely, an alarming declaration. He said Nigeria's debt is alarming. We must reject reckless borrowing. Why is he just realizing this? Too late. He has been part of it. So why is it? So I'm going to read something. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, has raised alarm over Nigeria's rising debt profile, warning that it has crossed the country's statutory threshold and now addressing fiscal sustainability. Speaking on Monday at the opening of the 11th Annual Conference and the General Assembly of West Africa Association of Public Accounts Committees at the National Assembly, Abuja, Abbas said Nigeria's debt has reached a critical point and called for an urgent reforms in borrowing practices and oversight. Is this man crazy? Is he crazy? He has been approving and approving and approving. Has he returned his SUV that he got? Why is he now raising an alarm? What is he trying to prove? Or is he about to jump ship? Yes. These people are criminals. Stupid people everywhere leading Nigeria at all levels. We can't continue like this. We can't continue like this. Yeah. It's just sad. It's just sad. It's sad. It's sad. Anybody who steals for his people is a criminal against humanity, and so must never be treated with diplomacy. There's something about Nigerians. Nigerians themselves, I'm talking about the victims themselves. Something is wrong with them. When we raise our voice like I'm raising right now, they will tell us that we should treat them with respect and dignity. How will I treat someone who violated my right, who stole from me, who stole what belongs to me? You want me to treat him nice? You want me to be nice? No. And I won't be diplomatic. And I don't prescribe it for anybody to be diplomatic with those who stole from them, those who took your future away from you. Yes, those who are robbing you of access to healthcare, access to good education, access to good infrastructure, access to everything good. Yeah, and you see them, they are robbing you. And the type of life they live, the opulence that they live, does not equate. It does not equate how much they are paid for their stupid job that they are not doing. And then you want me to be celebrating them or talking to them, or you want me to beg them, beg an oppressor. Oppressors don't listen to plea. They don't listen to them diplomacy. They need to be forced out, and we'll be brutal with them with words. All right, for now, I never know there's a genuine Mr. True Caller. I said, I never knew there's a genuine voice like you from South who can stand out to speak against the act of Nigerian dubious politicians. God bless you. Thank you very much, Mr. Trukola. I appreciate you. All right, Chaudhry from India. All right, much love from here. All right, Mr. Trukola, please. I would love to, have you in our platform. Can you? I hope you subscribe to our channel. And I made a mistake. I should have put up a lot of links how to join. But if you want to call me or you want to join our team, let me call your number for you if you're still watching. The best number to reach me is +1 713 281 5435. Again, +1 281. Oh, sorry, +1 713 281 5435. You can send me a message on WhatsApp and just introduce yourself, so I'll be able to know you and then add you to our channel. I think it makes a lot of sense. We want to talk. That South is a problem. Where you and I come from, it's a big problem. That is why some of the criminals hurting our people there. Can you imagine someone like Tompolo, right? So, can you imagine someone like Asari Dokubo? Can you imagine Akpabio and all the criminals there, position themselves to hurt our people, to steal from our people. And then once those idiots are settled, which means all of us are settled, and then our people continue to live in poverty, mass poverty. I bleed for the people of Niger Delta. And one of the reasons I ran for Senate in 2019 was because of them. If you needed to look at my manifesto, it was so presidential. Even if it was a senatorial race that I had a lot of issues, because I discovered that none of the members of the National Assembly from the Niger Delta ever stands up to speak and advocate for something for the Niger Delta, articulate the problems of Niger Delta, the environmental degradation, the air pollution, the aquatic destruction of lives and property, the insanitary condition under which our people live is horrendous. It's horrendous, but I don't see anyone. Even the one who calls himself, where's the one that said he makes my 2 cents or whatever it was, that light-skinned guy. What is his name? I've forgotten his name. He's a lousy guy. All the period he was in the Senate, he couldn't do a damn thing for the people of Niger Delta. It's Bruce. Yes, Bruce. All right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They're all lousy, corrupt, morally bankrupt. They'll buy out. Yeah, they buy them out. And when I hear Asari Dokubo make a lot of noise, I'll begin to laugh. Yes. During the electionary campaign, he brought out boys with the AK-47. But Fulani jihadists are taking over our place. We don't see. He was one of those Buhari deployed, he's the commander of the unknown gunmen. All right? People say they don't know who the unknown gunman is. They brought him to discredit Nnamdi Kanu. But I know that all those things did not have the marker. He was Asari Dokubo. Now, let me tell the people of Nigeria. Asari Dokubo was responsible for the killing of Dr. Akunyili, the husband of Dora Akunyili. Yes, it was the handwork of his unknown gunmen. And he was the commander. Ndibo, anybody who wants to hold him accountable, should hold him there, right there. He's responsible. Buhari commissioned him to do all those things. So they will look for Igbo men whose massacre, whose assassination will generate a lot of eyebrow. They sacrificed that man who did nothing. He never knew anything about their struggle. He wasn't interested in it. They sacrificed him. That's how wicked Nigeria has gotten. Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Truecaller. I really want to have this type of relationship with you. Since you understand what is taking place and you align with the message, I will never bow to the force of darkness in Nigeria and anywhere on the surface of this earth. Yes, never, 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 never. Nigeria is very clear. Nigeria has been hijacked on all fronts. And the only thing left for Nigerians to do is unite and rise up in fury to save themselves. I say again, Nigeria has been hijacked on all fronts. And the only thing they must do, or what is left for them to do as Nigerians, is to unite and rise up in fury against their oppressors to free themselves. If they don't do it, Nigeria is gone. We are failing, according to Muhammad Ali. We are failing because we are willing to do everything for money, but not willing to do anything for the people. It is time for us to wake up, to do something for our people. It's time for us to wake up, to do something for our generation. Do you know that me, who is speaking to you here, my bank account in Nigeria has been blocked since the past 3 years, nearly 3 years. Why? Because they are scared. I support a lot of Nigerians from across Nigeria. Some of them I may never meet in my lifetime, but I'm deeply connected to them or with them through my work. We support them. Some can't go to school. We do the best we can. We don't have all the money to do work, but we do the little we can. When opportunity comes and we have something at the time they ask, we do. And this is why we, encourage our followers. The best money you can give to us is to follow us, grow our membership, make us get to those million marks, so that will help us, generate through their monetization policy. I don't like begging people for money. I do the best I can with my own resources. But the best way we can do is pulling together, support, subscribe, follow, share message. Those helps. It doesn't take any money from your pocket. You taking a pure heart of sacrifice from you. That few minutes sacrifice that you're going to make to follow us, that few minutes sacrifice or few seconds sacrifice, it's going to cost you to like what we do if you truly love what we are doing. And then share the message and then join us by virtue of being members. Comment so that we'll become a hit out there that will attract recommendation from the various platforms. That's how to support us, and we sincerely appreciate that. So all those that I used to support financially here and there, they suffer, but I am happy they are going to be the soldiers that are going to rise up to break the back of the Nigerian system. Yes, I see that happening. Yes, the very last one for tonight is question for the corrupt and cowardly so-called South southern political elites. Yes, and their army of stupid youths. They don't like this. Yes, questions. Or one question for the corrupt and cowardly so-called southern political elites and their army of stupid youths. Yes, very stupid youths. Indeed. We speak to them, we've been speaking to them for a very long time. But they don't listen, they don't care. They want to sell their future in a jiffy. They've been selling it. So no, when you approach them with thinking that they would think rationally, no, they get irate because like their life depends on these pittances that they get from those who steal from them and then turn around and tell that they are giving them empowerment. I have a message for you. If Fulani elites can arm Fulani thugs from inside, yes, from inside Nigeria, and mercenaries from outside Nigeria, and send them to forests and villages across Nigeria, how come the stupid politicians in other parts of Nigeria that our young people praise and worship day and night and defend when people like me challenge them, don't arm our own people to fight back with all the money that they steal from our treasury? Why are some of these foolish youths without brains are already campaigning for their oppressors and exploiters like Senator Ned Nwoko ahead of the 2027 election? Why a good number of them following Ned, who cannot protect them like chickens following maize? It is clear that the Nigerian youths who claim that they are Southerners and from other places where the Fulani elite-sponsored killers are operating are mostly senseless and irresponsible for not demanding from the elitist abusers and exploiters in their regions with inordinate access to state funds for the necessary armaments to fight back against the invaders, kidnapping, robbing, raping, and killing their people unchallenged by the country's security forces. Yes. From the way the whole thing is going, the Fulani elites are better investors in their purpose-driven mission to seize Nigeria politically, economically, and financially, while their counterparts from other parts of the country are only after inordinately amassing wealth for themselves and their families, while exposing their own people to mass murders by Fulani terrorists, and at the same time extracting loyalty for pittances from them. Why are you endangering your lives for selfish and greedy men who cannot protect you? It is time you ask yourselves this simple question. Nigerian youth, you heard me. You heard me. You push us. You push us to the extreme because we are not listening. Yeah, otherwise, why will you be following the likes of Wike? Why will you be following the likes of Okawa? Why will you be following the likes of Ned Nwoko and a host of them who cannot protect you? They exploit you, and then you fall for everything that they do. It is time. It is time. With this, we're coming close to the end of this, of this session of the week before now in review. And our upcoming event is going to be on Abike Daviri and his alleged hateful statement against the Igbos. And this is going to be a big one. It's coming up soon. We're still gathering information, about what took place. So we'll present a balanced account of what it is. All right, in addition to what we already know about what is taking place. I think we need to love ourselves as the people of Nigeria. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let me see what this happiness is saying. You say you have so many children that you can't take care of at Marocos law. Well, that is sad for Nigeria. That is why we need a change. You see, the best way to take care of a country is through policy, not through selecting some people and say you are giving them empowerment. It's not fair. You drive a country through policy, and that policy makes whatever government support for everybody, for the country, are available to everybody. Yes. Government is like God. It's only God that can give everybody whatever they want, right? If they ask nicely. But government is more direct. When a government has a policy on education, like when they say everybody has to go to school, yeah, it is all encompassing. You have to abide by it. If they are going to, the government take responsibility for paying those school fees. It benefits everybody. And that is how countries are able to raise good young men of dignity and honor, not beggars like we have in Nigeria now. If I open my mouth to tell you what I face, the kind of things that I see that should not be happening in Nigeria, you will cry. I do all that. I protect people in order to be responsible and not be seen as one who talks down on people. Nigeria is in a dire trouble, real dire trouble. I have seen families who are not able to feed their children. Yes, they're lying to their children that their pastor said they should fast. That is how bad it has gotten. I don't want to say the rest, but they are not nice. If you have sense, common sense, you think about how vulnerable our people are, why our young women are fleeing the country, why the young boys are fleeing the country, going to places where they are now treated with disrespect. Something is not right. It was created to happen like that, and the result is happening. Those who are benefiting from it are those who send mercenaries to our villages, because they have driven the young men out of out of Nigeria, and now they created a vacuum, which their own people have to occupy. Now, Nigerian, are you listening to me? Are you listening? Now you may want to ask. The migration of young people out of Nigeria is not normal. Very, very abnormal. It's not a normal migration. It's not the type that I did. When I left as a professional, I was offered a job here in the United States, and I came to take the job. I was offered a job because as a nurse, I passed an exam, very important exam. And when you pass, hospitals here will be looking for you. I passed that exam in 1992 in Ghana. Okay, then after that, I left for South Africa, where I was for 2 years before I got a job here in the United States, and I moved here. See, that is a normal professional migration. But what is happening now is migration due to a deliberate economic condition that some people created. All right? Because, you see, that's why I'm telling you how policy works. Policy can drive people either positively or negatively. So what happened to Nigeria is a negative economic policies that they brought about. That is why our young people, especially from the south of Nigeria, we trek thousands of miles across the hot Sahara to get to Libya, Morocco, and wherever it is that is closer to the Mediterranean, from where they jump, they think they get into Europe, and in the process, thousands of them drown and are eaten up by sharks. All right, the few that make it there become victims, and they're put in concentration camps where they are fed dog food. Okay, and they are stuck there. Yeah, they can't come back. They are stuck. That migration is manipulated. They manipulated that migration so that those people from that part of Nigeria will move, and the bandits and terrorists will move in. That is why you see many in your hometown, many strange faces. Yes, because we were not thinking. We created a vacuum. See, vacuums must be occupied. All right? So nature does not support vacuum. So people moved from where your people moved away from, and now they took over. You thought they came to do farm work. Our people were using them to do farm work. In the process of doing those farm work, they were surveying and mapping the various areas. Now they know the forest, they know the bushes more than you. And then one day, the alarm will blow. And it's going to happen soon. They will take over your country unless we stand up right now and save Nigeria. Good night, and thank you very much for all those who took time to join us this early morning broadcast. And I know that Nigerians who are sleeping will come and watch it later. But please do share it. And if you joined us for the very first time on all the platforms, follow us, subscribe to our channel, like, and share. We look forward to seeing you again, hopefully in no distant time. So when we make our next broadcast, remember the Abigail Daviri alleged Igbophobic statement is coming out for broadcast, hopefully very soon. So once we finish our investigations, we'll bring it live to you guys. Bye for now, and my love to all of you as always. Take care. All right.